Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? Danilo Caprick here, aka the best dressed man in tech sales. Do not forget it. Also, one of the co-founders at the B2B Syndicate. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm very excited because we are going to break down what is the absolute number one activity that we can actually start doing to fast track our own personal development and growth. So with that said, let's get into it so you can get these insights. Before we get into the number one activity that you can do to fast track your own personal development and growth, let's talk about why on earth this is even important in the first place. Focusing and dedicating time to the right activities that will fast track your personal sense of growth is really important because a lot of folks, especially younger folks, have no idea what to do. And a lot of times we're just guessing. And that can lead to a lot of time that's wasted. So it's really important to know what sort of activities that you can do to improve your sense of personal development and growth. That way you can kind of take a shortcut and avoid losing time while you're making mistakes and guessing what might be the right activities to do. The reason all these things are really important and people are naturally interested in is because if we're able to get better at decision making, get better at dealing with uncertainty, and be able to be more confident about our own sense of worth, our own capabilities, that's gonna have a lot of positive ripple effects into other areas of our life. And that might come in the form of career success, relationship success, financial success, whatever it might be. But if you can get better at all these other things in life, it's gonna undoubtedly have positive effects in other areas as well. So that's why we wanna make this video, and that's why it's really important for us to understand what activities we can do to, again, fast track our own personal development and growth. All right, so enough talking. Let's get to the number one activity that you can start doing to fast track your sense of personal development and growth. And I'm coming from an informed place here, you guys. I'm currently 30 years old, and this is an activity I've done, I think 9 times now in my life. And every single time I've done it, it's just been absolutely life-changing in the most positive way. I'm happy to say the number one activity that you can do right now to fast track your personal development and sense of growth is to book a plane ticket and start doing some solo travel. Seriously, Danilo, solo travel? Yes, I'm talking about solo travel. There are 3 reasons why solo travel is hands down one of the best activities, if not the best activity, that will, again, fast track your personal sense of development and growth. Let's get into these 3 reasons right now. So the first reason why solo trips are one of the best activities for one's own personal sense of growth and development is because you get a lot of experience with decision making. And more importantly, you're gonna have to make a lot of decisions when you're traveling by yourself. For example, what flight do I book? What time do I leave? What do I pack? Where do I go? What do I do? Do I schedule tours? Do I talk to strangers? Do I do nothing? Do I go to the beach? You're gonna have so many decisions that you gotta make. And guess what? If you're really not good at making decisions, taking a solo trip is the perfect way to put yourself in a situation where you're gonna have to make decisions. And guess what? When your back's against the wall, you got no other options, you got no other people to depend on to make decisions for you, you're gonna have to make some decisions. And because you're in an environment where you are alone, you are in an unfamiliar place, you're going to, again, have to rely on yourself. And once that trip is done with, you're gonna be able to look back and be like, wow, I did all of this on my own. I did all of this myself. I made every decision. I planned out every detail. And even when things didn't go my way, they all worked out. And that realization, that ability to reflect and look back at what you did is going to do wonders for your own personal sense of confidence and how confident you are in your own capabilities. Reason number 2 why solo travel is hands down the best activity for your own sense of personal development and growth is you get to deal with a high level of uncertainty. What do I mean by this? Well, when you go to another country, for example, even if it's another state if you live in America, but when you go to another place, let's say you don't speak the language, let's say you've never been there, let's say you don't have a single friend or family member that lives there, you're really on your own. And there's a lot of uncertainty because guess what? You can do all the research in the world, but you don't know what it looks like, feels like, or smells like until you step out of that plane and you're in this new place. And uncertainty is something that naturally causes anxiety within humans. We don't like to be unsure about things. We like to know what time does that thing start, who's gonna be there, what are we gonna have for food, right? We like to know all these things in advance. And if we don't know them, and we gotta deal with that uncertainty, ooh, that's a little bit of anxiety that's gonna naturally creep up on us. But again, if we practice kind of going in those environments with that level of uncertainty, it is going to help us adjust and actually be okay and comfortable with uncertainty. And if you can be comfortable in the face of uncertainty, oh my God, it's like having a natural superpower in front of the rest of regular humans, because most other people are still gonna be super uncomfortable with that while you will not be. Reason number 3 why solo trips are the best hands down activity for your own personal sense of growth is you get to deal with personal discomfort at a new level. What do I mean here? Let's break it down. Think about it. Especially if you do international travel where you don't know the language, you're going to be in some situations where you are not very comfortable, right? Maybe you don't have access to the comforts that you do in your own home. For example, maybe you don't have hot water. Maybe you don't have Wi-Fi. Maybe in some places you don't even have electricity. And if you don't have those things that you're normally accustomed to, naturally you're gonna be a little discomforted, right? You're gonna be a little uncomfortable. Maybe the bed is not really as soft as you like it to be. You gotta deal with that. Maybe the people are not as nice as you want them to be. You gotta deal with that. Maybe the water isn't safe to drink. You gotta deal with that. So again, traveling by yourself allows you to experience these things on your own without having anyone else to rely on or comfort you. And guess what? When you get comfortable with doing that and you repeat that activity and you get really comfortable with being uncomfortable, it again turns into this massive superpower that is going to allow you to stay calm, cool, and collected no matter how anxious or how uncomfortable of a situation you might find yourself in. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 reasons why solo trips are the #1 activity when it comes to improving your personal sense of growth and development. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the subscribe button below. Also, if you're not doing so already, go follow me on LinkedIn. And last but not least, if you are trying to break into tech sales or you're trying to become a sharper, better seller, go ahead and sign up for our free newsletter with the link in the description below, where we give out 1 free actionable piece of insight that you can use to become better at your craft. With that said, guys, hope you enjoyed the video today, and we will catch you in the next one. Take it easy now.